Hello, basketball fans, and welcome to Marcus Pavilion for Game 2 of the SMU Classic. My name is Scott Gladstone. Joined alongside me is Sean Wally. We're going to be here to bring you Game 2. Sean just took us through all Game 1, which was a great game. First of all, what were your impressions of that game? What do you think we can expect from this game to see the start of the 2022-23 season?
Well, it was awesome to see in a Game 1, first game of the season, that the game actually matters. And it was tight the entire way. A very close contest that the Western Oregon Wolves, who the Saints know very well, and we'll see obviously in the GNAC season, that it was a close contest, hard fought, and that the teams in the GNAC can play with anybody.
Yeah, it was a good contest between Cal Poly Humboldt and Western Oregon. We'll see St. Martin's versus Humboldt tomorrow, and the Saints' opponent today, Capilano, a Canadian school that competes in the Canadian League, Canadian Collegiate League, rather than the NCAA, like the one Canadian school in the NCAA, Simon Fraser. This is going to be an early season test for Capilano coming up, and in theory, and in all kind of references, playing up a little bit to this NCAA level. But at the same time, a good barometer for Coach Christy Martin and the Saints. What do you expect to see today?
Well, Capilano knows what they're in for. It's a good test for both teams. Can the Saints, get out early, take the motor to them, put the metal down? And Capilano, can they stay with an opponent that they know is probably not on their level? And we'll see. It's Game 1. Anything can happen.
We're going to get the starting lineups coming right up. The national anthems were played before Game 1, the American and the Canadian. And we're going to get those starting lineups then right away, and we'll be back to bring you some basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Capilano Blues from beautiful British Columbia versus the Saints of St. Martin's University. We did both the Canadian and the American national anthem before the last game, the first game of the session, so let's go ahead and meet the starters for the Blues. A 5'4" senior, number 6 is Kirsten Ado. A 5'4" sophomore, number 8, Jenna Griffin. The 5'11" sophomore, number 10, is Tegan Manson. A 6'3" senior, number 12, Mackenzie Smith. And a 5'11" senior, number 23, Megan Briggs. Chris Wimmer is your head coach, assisted by Emma Cunningham and Curtis Allenby. It's time to get on your feet to meet the Saints. A 5'5" junior from Vallejo, California, number 1 is Angel Dahlgren. 6-foot freshman from Golden, Colorado, number 3, Avery Oster. A 5'10" sophomore from Pullman, Washington, number 22 is Ryan Freer. A 5'11" sophomore from Alfredo, Washington, number 24, Shanoa Liu. A 5'9" sophomore from Irvine, California, number 34, is Lauren Morris. Their seventh season, your head coach is Christy Martin, assisted by Jared Stottlemyre, Ken Camp, Chris Henry, Jay Sullivan, and Terry Donatis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The 2022-2023 season just about to get underway for the St. Martin's women's basketball team. And their first opponent, Capilano University. Already mentioned they're up in Canada. They play in the Pac West Conference. There's an NCAA conference. of the same name, but this is the Canadian Pac West. They play in the Canadian Collegiate Athletic Association, and they get the opening tip. Starters for the Blues today, which is Capilano's mascot: Kirsten Abbo, Jenna Griffin, Tegan Manson, Mackenzie Smith, and Megan Briggs.
What is a blue?
Somebody that feels sad, as they were probably sad about that turnover to start it off right there. Yeah, I don't think that's what they meant by the mascot, but could be an option. First shot of the season is missed by Lauren Morris, one of the veterans on this team, one of the leaders on this team, a returning starter from last year. She's off target from about 18 feet. Angel Galbraith, tenacious defense. That's what we're going to expect from her all year. She gets fouled on the way up, and she'll go to line to shoot two.
Always a good sign when your floor general begins the game with a swipe.
Busting out of the gates early. The Saints, of course, usually the home team will wear white, but for the SMU Classic, they wanted everybody to get a chance to wear each of their jerseys, so technically an away red jersey on your screen, but they are the home team in every other category. This shot is up, and it is good. 1-0 is our score here after Galbraith goes 1 of 2 from the line. That's going to be a foul on Shanoa Louie. Shanoa Louie ran through the screen a little bit too hard there. Capilano going to be technically wearing their home whites, going from left to right on your screen in this first half. Also, an interesting uniform note. NCAA guidelines say that you cannot wear any number above 5 on your jersey. But for Capilano, they run by different Canadian rules, and they wear 6, 7, 8, and 9. They all have those numbers listed on their roster, which would result in a technical foul in America, but not. They are excluded from that as a Canadian school. Shanoa Louie puts in the first bucket of 22-23 for SMU. It's 3-0 Saints.
Scott, how much do you think Christy Martin would love as we have a steal racing the other way?
Ryan Clear.
Ryan Clear with the layup.
Nice steal. That's the second time that a steal has led to points the other way. It's 5-0 as the SMU defense hasn't allowed anything. There's a block. Grabbed by Oster off the deflection. Working it up the floor. Shanoa Louie with a head of steam. She holds up. Kicks out to Morris. Morris, pump fake. She drives in to Louie. Louie can't make it go down with the right hand. Kicked out to Galbraith. She'll set up the offense. That's a three from Angel Galbraith.
Scott, just the start that head coach Chris Weimer of Capilano did not want for his team. Already down 8-0. Capilano needed to get off to a decent start to think that they can stay in this game.
Galbraith, another steal. She hesitates before finishing. 10-0.
Conversely, Christy Martin couldn't have written a better script to start this game.
Yeah, they came out firing. I'm surprised we haven't seen a timeout called by Weimers at this point. 10-0 start, less than 3 minutes when that lead got up that quick. And there's a turnaround Jay in the first bucket for Capilano. Number 23, Megan Briggs puts it in.
Briggs quiets the storm for Capilano.
Angel Galbraith now heading up the offense. Avery Oster, the only freshman that is starting in this lineup. Galbraith for three again. Galbraith down the hatch. Timeout Capilano. Angel Galbraith, a newbie to the roster, but she seems like a savvy veteran the way she's playing. 13-2 after just 3.5 minutes. We'll take a quick break and be right back for more Saints basketball. We're back here. It is 13-2 after 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Capilano uses their first timeout after going down 10-0, hitting a bucket, but then right back Angel Galbraith, her second three of the game. This one's thrown inside, turn around, and it hits iron glass twine for a bucket. 13-4 now.
Scott, I started to ask you earlier before play got interrupted my question. Mackenzie Smith for Capilano, 6'3". How much would Christy Martin of the Saints love to have somebody 6'3" on her squad?
Well, she has somebody up there listed at 6'4", Sarah Lammett. A lot younger, as Mackenzie Smith is a fifth year, which is another quirk about the Canadian League that's different. Of course, the numbers I already mentioned, but as well, you're allowed 5 years of eligibility in Canada as a collegiate player. So, hopefully she gets, maybe 5 years out of Sarah Lammett, or maybe just 4 good ones will do. We see one of Christy Martin's bigs, number 30, Emily Nelson, in the ballgame, and she comes up with a steal there. Lauren Morris brings it up. Morris jump stops, kick out for 3. Off back iron, and there's another big rebound from Nelson, but she gets it taken away. Moving up the court now. Jump stop, and a jump ball is going to come of this one as the two 14s, Madeline Coffin as well as Maya Hatchett-Gross, get tied up, and the jump ball goes the way of the Saints.
Saints very active on both ends of the floor. The good block out on the rebounds by Nelson, and now the tie-up.
Angel Galbraith. We saw a scrimmage earlier. It was an open-door scrimmage, so we both broadcast that game, and we saw Angel Galbraith barely stepped off the court. That will likely be the call in close games this year. Ryan Clear hits the rim, and a good hustle play from Hatchett-Gross there, but she can't get it to her own player, and then she comes back and commits the foul. In the early going, Angel Galbraith 3 for 3 from the field. She's got 2 3-pointers, a layup, and a free throw to lead all scorers right now with 9 points. Everybody else that has scored only has 2.
I'd say that's pretty good shooting.
That is efficiency. Yesterday in the game, you weren't here for that St. Martin's men's game. Kyle Greeley went perfect from the field in a 14-point performance, 7 for 7. That is efficiency you love. Counted, and the foul for Angel Galbraith. That was a lot of continuation allotted to her, but she just continued going right through it, and the efficiency continues. 4 for 4 from the field, and she'll get a chance for another free throw.
Interesting to see the two officials discussing probably the continuation, but at the end of the afternoon, they give it to her, and her perfect shooting continues.
The only shot, perfect shooting in actual gameplay, the only shot she's missed was one of those 2 free throws. So this has been her biggest nemesis thus far in terms of efficiency. And we have a lane violation. I believe Lauren Morris just stepped over the line before the shot was put up. So no hurt to the efficiency, but it is something that Galbraith won't be too happy with getting that called. Capilano coming the other way, 15-4. Saints out to an early lead, trying to start this season 1-0. Floated in there, missed. Strong rebound from Emily Nelson, and then she's tripped up. Number 14, Madeline Coffin gets the worst of her. 2 Americans on this Canadian squad. One of them from not too far away here, Camas, Washington. Number 11, Emma Jones, calls their home. And then a California native, Megan Briggs, one of the starters for Capilano.
You can see walking the other way, Coffin jawing at the official. Not happy with the play down low.
Lauren Morris with it up top, gets a screen from Emily Nelson. Nelson will play bully ball inside, and she gets it here. Dropping the step, and it ends up going off of her and out of bounds for a turnover. On the floor right now for the Saints, it's Hatchett-Gross, Nelson, Lauren Morris, Angel Galbraith, and Ryan Clear. Ryan Clear, the lone preseason all-conference selection for the St. Martin Saints. That ball is sent to the second row. A turnover for Capilano has it going Saints way. It's 15-4 still here at Marcus Pavilion.
Got to be ready if you're in row 1, 2, 3.
I mean, if you're in the lower tier in general, just be ready for the ball to come your way. Checking in for the first time in officially her St. Martin's career is the JUCO transfer Keely Jade Smith. Originally from the state of Hawaii, though, played her JUCO ball just up the Olympic Peninsula at Peninsula College. Ryan Clear with the ball. A lot of bodies in the paint right now. Eternity Reed has also stepped on the floor for the first time. She has it in the corner. Galbraith with it. Galbraith, the crossover. Kick to Keely Jade Smith. 5 on the shot clock. Bodies everywhere. That's going to be a foul called on number 14, Madeline Coffin, and that is a frustrating call because it bails a very good defensive possession out for the Saints. And I believe they're in the bonus now. Or maybe they called it a shooting foul? Wow. Yeah, it will be called a shooting foul. It looked more like Keely Jade Smith was kind of just panicking on it. But they're going to give her some shots from the free throw line. That's the 14th foul and the second on Coffin.
Scott, you read my mind. Got to be very frustrating.
Especially because it's 3 shots, too.
Yeah, you said it right. The bailout on the foul, Capilano had St. Martin's almost down to the end of the shot clock, and here you go, free throws.
17-4 now is the score. 3 minutes to go in this first quarter of action. Of course, just because it's a Canadian school that doesn't participate in the NCAA, it would still go down as an official game as another errant pass is sent. This one, only chance to catch that is one of the cheerleaders who shovels it to the official with the pom-poms. Emily Nelson checks out in for Eternity Reed now with it. Keely Jade Smith, a nice cut, but fumbled it, so lost a chance at a nice layup, but dribbles around, and then a little baby hook goes off the backboard and then off the rim before Keely Jade Smith commits a foul there. Angel Galbraith, 11 out of the 17 points right now for the Saints. The other 6 coming from 2 each from Clear, Louie, and Smith. And just 4 on the scoreboard right now for Capilano, split between Smith and Briggs. 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Number 8, Jenna Griffin with it, passes it off. That one goes out of bounds off of Smith, who deflected the intended pass from Megan Briggs. 6'3", Mackenzie Smith checking back in.
Saints came ready to play, very active on both ends of the floor.
The drive in from Griffin, she puts it up, cannot get it to fall. It was called on the ground anyway, so it was not going to be an and one. So just another inbounds, and stepping up to take it will be Kirsten Abbo. Thrown into Griffin. Griffin with it. Resold it up to Briggs. Briggs with it. Out to Abbo. Abbo set up, guarded closely by Angel Galbraith, but I believe the foul was called in the key on number 10, Eternity Reed. So a little too much shoving going on down on the low block, as it was number 12, Mackenzie Smith, that drew the foul. First free throw as the Blues are in the bonus. One more shot for Smith here. That one rattles home. 17-6. Smith is a native of Burnaby, British Columbia, which is home of fellow GNAC foe, Simon Fraser.
A lot of basketball up there this weekend as well.
Yeah, they're hosting their own conference challenge, which is what's happening on the men's side here. Cut inside, that's Rios. Rios made a very good outing in the scrimmage that we hosted earlier this preseason against Bushnell. Nothing called there as Clear takes a big hit, falls back, hucks it up, expecting a whistle as she fell to the ground, gets nothing. Abo driving high off glass, and it doinks out. Galbraith will bring it up. Looking at Rios. Rios. She's fouled by number 23, Megan Briggs, and I feel like we're seeing a close whistle sometimes, and then a big collision with Clear there, and I was opposed, so I like to let them play a little bit, but both teams are in the bonus with a minute and a half to go, and those are the facts.
Well, it's funny. The last non-call, both benches wanted the call, didn't get it. One wanted the charge, one wanted the block. And now you have Briggs on defense for Capilano just outrightly shove the Saints player that was so obvious.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now. Got to be a little bit sneaky with it.
19-6 is the score. Abo with it. Abo, Angel Galbraith, loves to get her hands in there. She's back on Abo. No help on the screen. And this one's Briggs driving too. That's a block by Eternity Reed. Reed, great wingspan from her, able to get her hands on a lot of balls coming towards the hoop. Galbraith up top. She's already hit 2 threes. And now she gets tied up. And eventually it will be a foul on Galbraith. A little too audacious trying to poke that one back after getting it stolen from her. Smith will, Briggs at the free throw line?
Yes.
Yeah, Briggs at the free throw line. She has 2 of the 6 points for Capilano right now. These are her first free throws. First one down the hatch.
Tail of the first quarter, Scott, so far, shooting 50% for St. Martin's, 28.6 for Capilano. That's not going to be good enough for anybody, 28.6.
Yeah, 9 turnovers to 4 as well. We've seen a couple of those errant passes, but the free throw shooting for Capilano, 100%, as Briggs knocks down both. 55.2 to go in this first quarter. Nearly to the point where we can turn off the shot clock. Galbraith brings it up with an 11-point lead. Runs by her defender, kicks it out. Hatchet Gross now to Morris. Morris, a little shimmy and shake and spin. Out to Galbraith. Galbraith, step back for 3. Can't get it to fall. Her 1,000 3-point percentage in her collegiate career comes to an end. Nice offensive rebound by Maya Hatchet Gross. And then she nearly turns the ball over after Briggs knocks it out of bounds.
Not only do you have to be ready for the ball, but you have to be ready for players falling in your lap here at Marcus Pavilion.
Yeah, at least, we don't have Shaq playing. I've seen a couple of times when Shaq has dove into the crowd, and that's not something you want to be the receiving end of. 5 on the shot clock. Hatchet Gross to the hoop. Fouled and nearly gets it to roll. Maya Hatchet Gross, one of a handful of true freshmen that head coach Christy Martin expect to be factors on this team. We've already seen starter Avery Oster, but the freshman from Kennewick, Washington, graduate of Pasco High School, will now step up for 2 shots.
Quite the athletic move on the drive, just couldn't get the ball to roll in, but the free throw is good. Head coach Christy Martin talking to Madeline Brown.
Inbound coming in. Shot clock off with 18 seconds to go. Now 15, 21 to 8. Abo with it, playing the point guard position. Guarded pretty closely by Galbraith. Pick and roll coming. Galbraith in the end got a touch on it, and then maybe Shanoa Louie affected that one as well. It ends up going out off the Saints, and it'll be 3.6 for Capilano to try and put something in the bucket. 2 passes. Briggs, a hook shot that banks in for 3. Wow. That was a heave, and she was lucky she hit the backboard on that one, but it found its way, and the bank is open on a Saturday. We'll be right back for the second quarter of action. It's a 10-point lead after 10 minutes of play. Welcome back. It is 1 quarter down and 3 quarters to go here of women's basketball at Marcus Pavilion. If you joined us for either of the first 2 games that Sean broadcast, you'll know that this is a full day at Marcus Pavilion. We got a triple header of Saints action coming up. As that one stolen, Shanoa Louie, I believe, got the fingertips needed on it. This pass was too far, and a good hustle play from Lauren Morris to keep it in. Ryan Clear looking at three-point land, and then Lauren Morris expected to chase down another one, and she runs out of gas as over that quarter break, actually looking at the scoreboard now, it was changed to a 2-pointer rather than a 3-pointer, that buzzer beater. So it's 21-10 rather than 21-11. Good defense there from Hatchet Gross. Morris now guarding her woman closely. Rebound, Shanoa Louie. Hatchet Gross will play the point guard. Galbraith gets a break. We'll see how long she gets a chance to sit. Nice pick and roll with Shanoa Louie, who takes some contact, can't put it in, and it's going the other way. There's some contact that way, and it ends up going last touched by the Saints, but good job by Lauren Morris in transition defense.
Lauren Morris very, very active on both ends of the floor, saving that ball previously on the other end and tapping that one there. But for Capilano, they could use a bucket just for some confidence.
All right, here the pass in. The short corner shot goes way too long. An air ball recovered by Hatchet Gross. Eternity Reed will move to the sub table. This is a small ball lineup, fairly. With Shanoa Louie kind of being the main post as she is going to be get the ball in with 4 on the shot clock. Going to need to fire something up, and that's a tall task to ask of her with the 6'3" Mackenzie Smith on her. That one I thought didn't hit the rim.
That's what I was questioning. I'm not sure why it doesn't appear like Capilano thinks the same thing, so maybe it did. They're closer to the rim than we are, but.
Well, yeah, the referee over there just asked for a reset of the shot clock. What happened there, that shot missed. Maybe it touched the rim, maybe it didn't, and it was a jump ball after that miss. And All's fine in the end for Capilano as they're going to get the ball after an errant throw-in. 21-10 is our score here. Pick and roll. Step back. Abo. Bang. She hits it. The Richmond, BC native in her 4th year, 5'4". But she plays much bigger than that and handles the ball well, as Angel Galbraith will get the nod to come back in and likely be pinned to Abo. Ten on the shot clock. Down to Oster. Oster kicks out. Eternity Reed for 3. Can't get it to fall. Oster, offensive board, and puts it over the 6'3" Mackenzie Smith.
Right place, right time for Oster. Easy layup on the putback.
Yeah, just get it over her before she can turn around and swat it, right? And a nice fake there by Abo, but she can't get it to fall. She's asking for a foul. No call. Hatchet Gross will take it down. Out to Reed. Reed now inside. Creating some space. She flings it up. Can't get rim on that one. Falls down. Rebound Smith.
Nice drive in the lane. Just couldn't get the finish.
Yeah, we've seen electric handles already from what we've seen from Eternity Reed in the scrimmage and now. And, of course, that lanky wingspan that was hard to get over and could not do it successfully there. Could Jenna Griffin, as it's a missed shot going the other way. Saints ball. Hatchet Gross will throw to top of the key where Oster has it. Picks up her dribble to Ryan Clear now. Clear inside. Clear tries to put it off glass. Can't convert. Rebound Hatchet Gross. Hatchet Gross, a little hesitation. That one's blocked by Smith.
There's that size on display for Capilano on defense.
Abo with it, guarded by Morris. Now gets it to Tegan Manson. Manson holds up. She gets it to Vanessa Davignon. Now out to Abo. Looks like we're going to get a tripping called there on Hatchet Gross. I think that was a 3-2 zone that the Saints shifted into. It looked like 2 high wings there. We're going to get a couple subs now as Louis, Rios, and Nelson all come in. Abo will take the ball out. Nobody's going to guard the inbounds. They're going to go 2-3 defensively on the inbounds. That one's put up and missed. Rebound will eventually be connected by Galbraith. Collected by Galbraith there. Good defense from Louis on Davignon. Emily Nelson with it around the perimeter. One dribble, picks it up. Back to Galbraith. Pick and roll. Galbraith takes it to the rack, and she's fouled. She'll get 2 more shots at the free throw line. Galbraith led all scorers in the first quarter with 11.
She was electric in that first quarter. Got some good rest. Back in for the stretch run of the second quarter. And that's the thing about a game like this that could get lopsided. Not only an opportunity for a lot of the bench to play, but to rest a lot of your starters as well.
Yeah, we saw a good fight from Humboldt in that first game against Western Oregon, a team that in the GNAC polls at least was picked right alongside St. Martin's. I believe St. Martin's was 8, Western Oregon was 9 in the GNAC preseason poll. Of course, that could mean nothing. It could mean a lot. We learned in the men's basketball season with St. Martin's picked 9th last year and finishing first, then getting upset by a 9 seed. Anything can happen in GNAC play. Could have been a 4th steal for Angel Galbraith right there. Got her fingertips on it, but couldn't take it away. Abo is going to travel. Travel goes as just a turnover against her. No steal to Galbraith, but she earned every bit of that turnover. Did Galbraith with the visceral defense. Louis with it. Goes down to Rios. A little shimmy, shake, and pop. Can't get it to go off glass. This one's dropped in on the fast break, but again, another one that can't go off glass, and a quick whistle there to call a jump ball that'll stay with Capilano.
Very quick jump ball call.
Yeah, it looked like, I believe that was Savignon that got it. It looked like she was kind of just giving up on trying to get it, and she was about 3 steps away when she turned around and saw that she had earned the jump ball. Savignon will inbound, or Davignon will inbound. To the corner, now it's Briggs with it. Briggs guarded by Nelson. She'll drive inside, kick out to Davignon. Missed. Nearly a great box out by Eternity Reed, but instead an offensive board. That one's flung up, and Eternity Reed with the rejection. Sends Elena Davignon back. Angel Galbraith now. Galbraith runs by her defender, creates some space, then a nifty little behind the back look and a good pass to Shanoa Louie, who can't convert the rebound. She gets that. That was Galbraith to Rios to Louie. Louie missed, gets it back and puts it in for the bucket, 26-12.
Great court vision on the offense for St. Martin's.
Abbo driving. Tries to shoot around Louie as well as Rios, but it goes off target. Now Galbraith coming the other way. Galbraith looks for Rios. Rios has Reed off to her left, tries to get it to her, but it's stolen by Briggs. Briggs now coming the other way. She'll throw on the run out to Abbo now. Abbo can't get it to go from deep.
Scott, Capilano's had the opportunities. 19 shots. They're just not executing enough. They've only hit 4.
4 shots from the field in over 16 minutes of play here. Lockdown defense from the Saints. The offense hasn't quite been there. It's been a defensive first half. With 3 on the shot clock, need to get a shot up. Rios fires, and no rim there, which means a shot clock violation. Ryan Clear's going to check in now for, never mind. Who knows who's coming in. We're going to take immediate timeout. We'll be right back. 26-12, a 14-point lead for the Saints. Currently the largest lead of the game for St. Martin's with a 14-point edge over the Capilano Blues. Capilano, already mentioned it, they're out of British Columbia. They're led by head coach Chris Weimer. He's in his 5th season at the helm, but he has been a part of this Capilano women's basketball program for a long time. He was an assistant for 6 seasons prior to getting the job, and his current assistant, Emma Cunningham, is a former Blues player, was part of the last Blues team to win a provincial championship all the way back in 2018. We're looking at a replay now of something. I assume it's a 3-pointer somewhere. And I assume that's actually how they came to that decision at the end of the first quarter with that buzzer beater 3. They're pretty good about 3-pointers, not letting it ruin the pace of play. and just saying, hey, we'll check that next break. But right now, don't know what we're looking at as let's hear what our PA announcer is going to tell to us. Looks like nothing has changed. I'm waiting for somebody to say something or something to change, and I don't see anything changing on the scoreboard, and I haven't heard a peep. 26-12 with 3 minutes to go. Davignon with it. Now Briggs drives, and she gets fouled. Who will that one be called on? I think Eternity Reed. It is Reed's foul. That's her second. We have a handful of Saints with 2 fouls, as Hatchet Gross and Keely Jade Smith also have 2.
Briggs out of Redding, California. The strong drive to the hoop. And hey, that's one good way to try to get back in the game. It's take the ball to the rack, get fouled, and take your chances at the free throw line.
Yeah, both of the American players on this squad, as that one's missed, but a nice rebound from Smith, and she fires up a miss, and then Morris collects. Briggs and Jones, both the American players on the team, they transferred to Capilano from Lane College, which is in Eugene, Oregon. And both have done well in their Canadian careers. Drop step from Nelson. She goes off glass. Strong post move from Emily Nelson. There's a spinning kick. Briggs for 2. Missed it. Morris rebound. Morris brings it up, gets it to her point guard, Galbraith. Pick and roll, and they're just not on the same page as Morris abandoned the roll part of the pick and roll and tried to do a pick and pop, but Galbraith was thinking more roll, throws it out of bounds.
A game that could get lopsided, not a bad opportunity for the Saints to get those miscues out of the way for the upcoming season that is now upon us.
Yeah, tomorrow also a 2 p.m. Pacific time tip-off. They'll take on Cal Poly Humboldt, who will be aching for a win after losing a heartbreaker in their first contest earlier today. Eternity Reed looks across court. Hatchet Gross thought about pulling up, gets it to Galbraith. Rotation around the perimeter from the Saints with Emily Nelson sitting in the middle. This one's poked out of bounds by Jenna Griffin. Morris comes back in. She is going to give Eternity Reed a chance to rest. Largest lead right now for the Saints, 28-12, a 16-point lead. There's a foul that happened off the ball on the inbound. Megan Briggs, her second foul. Briggs will be subbed out in place of Madeline Coffin. I believe Coffin is on 2 fouls as well. She is. This one, cross-court pass. Galbraith just hit it off the front of the rim. Everybody in the gym could almost see that one go down before it did, but it ended up being just short on target. Just not enough power behind it. Screen, offensive foul. A little hip check shot out by number 12, Mackenzie Smith. And that's one that a lot of refs are going to see because it's right at the point of contact, right where the ball is. 1:19 to go in this first half. Galbraith brings it up. Hatchet Gross, she's going to give it a free lane to the hoop with her left hand, but she misses the floater. And this one, Galbraith takes it back, and then Ryan Clear misses the layup. A foul will be called on Maya Hatchet Gross.
Galbraith continues to be active on both ends of the floor. She's got sneaky quickness, those great hands. Got to finish if you're Clear.
Yeah, she, apart from her 12 points, she has 3 rebounds and 3 steals as well. We're going to get an inadvertent buzzer on the way down. And she only has 1 assist, but I'll tell you what, she really should have had one there. Capilano with it, Griffin. Griffin now out to Abbo. Screen from Smith. Smith makes sure to keep her feet set there. Nearly stolen by Galbraith, but instead Clear is going to commit the foul on Alanya Davignon.
Mackenzie Smith was wide open in the lane, wanted the ball, but teammate didn't see her. Another missed opportunity. The Blues have been stuck at 12 points for a very long time.
Yeah, it has been a while. Let's get you that exact number on when the last time a bucket was made for Capilano. They've only scored 2 points in this quarter, and it was an Abbo jumper with 8:14 left. And they can't even get the free throw to fall right there. It's a 7-0 run right now. And yeah, 7.5 minutes scoreless. Well, man, of course I say that as I see the the net splash. So it was a 7.5 minute scoreless run before Capilano is finally able to get a free throw, but still over 7.5 minutes without a Galbraith cross court. That was a good, strong screen from Emily Nelson. She knocked down the person she screened, but I think it was just, just a stronger person hitting and knocking somebody over. Not anything illegal about it. Then the roll, she started screaming her name. Galbraith heard it, cross-court fire, and a layup for Nelson. We got 4 on the clock here, and the buzzer beater is missed. No miracle heave to go in at the end of this quarter. So the Saints allow 1 field goal in the entire 10 minutes in the second quarter. A defensive masterclass. The offense, some missed layups, some miscues, some throw out of bounds, all that some of it you can chalk up to early season basketball, but the defense was there in that first half.
A great job by the Saints on both ends of the floor for Capilano. Need to convert when you have the opportunities. Shots were there, they just were not falling.
4 of 22 on the day right now for Capilano. We're going to take a quick halftime intermission, and in about a little over 10 minutes, we'll be back to talk about the first half and preview the second half of play. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of St. Martin's versus Capilano. My name's Scott Gladstone. Alongside me is Sean Wally. We'll bring you game 2 of this women's basketball doubleheader before coming back at you at 7:30 tonight for those St. Martin fans who are interested, as we get a traveling call on Chenoa Louis to start off this first half. The men's basketball team coming off a big upset over number 13-ranked Cal State San Marcos, who will be dropping in the polls because they dropped a game this morning at 10 a.m. as well. But still a big upset and an avenge win from last year that the men's basketball team had when they defeated the Cougars by 12. They'll be taking on Holy Names tonight at 7:30.
Oh.
That's going to be a foul as Ryan Clear goes down. We saw Ryan Clear miss the exhibition match. So anytime any of either Clear or Emily Nelson or Lauren Morris, all three of those returning starters, that goes down, you got to be sure that Christy Martin has a little bit of a grimace because she was not happy that she had to contend with Bushnell after missing out on those players in the exhibition. Angel Galbraith with it up top. Passes to Morris. Morris down low. Chenoa Louis thinks about a post move. Passes to Clear from the free throw line, and she got it.
Great open shot by Clear. Defensive rotation slow for Capilano, leaving Clear wide open.
Yeah, great look from Chenoa Louis there. Drew the double. Nobody came over. And it was all money from the preseason all-conference selection originally from Pullman, Washington. This ball's thrown down low, guarded by Oster, but still Mackenzie Smith gets it to fall.
And we talked about it at the end of the first half. Just one field goal for Capilano in quarter number 2. Let's hope that's not their only field goal right here.
Well, and here's Briggs with the steal coming up, but she held it up, and then it's nearly stolen right back. Now amongst the trees, it was Jenna Griffin that fired that one up and got a foul on the way.
Scott, I don't know if in your sports and broadcasting career if you've ever seen this number this low. Second quarter field goal percentage for Capilano, 7.1%. 7.1. I don't think that's a recipe for success.
Yeah, 1 for 14 in total in that second quarter, only 3 points. And the good thing is that their defense was fairly solid. They only allowed 9 points. 12 total points in the quarter. That's not exactly a game that the offensive people will love to watch. Ryan Clear, good fight for the rebound, and then she gets fouled. I believe that's number 4, Lauren Tomlinson, that's going to get called for it. That at some point she took out Clear's legs, and a gritty play from Ryan Clear.
Even before that, the great drive by Lauren Morris just couldn't finish. Clear getting the rebound and the attempt at the putback.
Yeah, good crash of the boards from Clear. First free throw up is in. And the only thing it touched was the bottom of the net.
You mentioned Clear being from Pullman. Have you ever been?
I have been once. I went to the Apple Cup in 2017, maybe. It was one that the University of Washington handled pretty easily over the Cougs.
Such a great town. So fun.
Is that sarcasm?
Not at all.
All right, well, if I said that, that would be sarcasm. My opinions of Pullman are not similar to yours.
You're a Montana kid. Come on.
My dad's a UW Husky, so I enjoyed the game that I watched there, and then I got out. No offense to Ryan Clear's hometown.
Doesn't take the city.
The city is a loose term for Pullman, Washington.
Town.
Briggs has it. She kicks out to Abbo. And Abbo is fouled there. She's going to get 2 shots at the line. Clear she's from Pullman. That's listed as hometown, but she went to Walla Walla High School, which is, as my dad would say, the town's so nice they named it twice. Abbo fires the first free throw up, and it will miss.
Also the name of the old right field wall at Kingdom.
Is the Walla Walla wall?
Walla Walla.
I didn't know that. The Kingdom outdates me a little bit. I don't think I ever. I mean, if I was in the Kingdom, I was very small. Second free throw is in. 19-point lead for the Saints.
Up 19, what do you think Coach Martin wants to accomplish moving forward the rest of this game?
Well, I think she wants to keep expanding the lead. But I think also we're going to start seeing some rotation in of some of the younger players, some of the players that will probably see less of the court tomorrow and throughout the season. Keely Jade Smith throws it to a stumbling Shanoa Louie. The thing is that it kind of worked like a bullfighter where she pulled out the rug and it went deflected off of Briggs there. And we're going to see Shanoa Louie subbed out. She's taken a couple falls where she's doinked her knees on the hardwood. Don't feel very good. This is a great inbounds play that led to a wide open opportunity for Maya Hatchett-Gross. She juggled the ball on the inbounds when she was going up with it and then came back down, gets called for the travel. And so 3 minutes into this third quarter, it's 35-16, still 19 points for the Saints. Abbo throws cross court, but it's intercepted by Clear. 2-on-1 fast break against Griffin. Keely Jade Smith will eventually get fouled by Griffin.
Cross-court pass is always dangerous. That one picked off. St. Martin's off to the races.
Yeah, you got to fire it in there like a dart. And Ryan Clear, good length on her to get up and get her paws in the way of that one. Push the fast break and then get it to Smith, who got fouled. First free throw rims out for Smith. St. Martin's, they started pretty good from behind the arc. Problem is, in their last 7 three-pointers, they are 1 for 7. We really haven't seen a ton of three-pointers attempted by the Saints since those early 2 from Galbraith. She knocked down both of her first 2 three-pointers, and she's the only Saint to knock down a 3. The lead goes. We had some scoring glitch there. Okay, I'm confused right now because the lead was at 19 and now it's at 18. And we saw 1 free throw being made, so don't know if that was attributed to the wrong player or the wrong team or what. This is a missed shot, rebounded by Eternity Reed, and ends up going out of bounds off of Reed.
We need a third headset with stats extraordinaire Ibrahim down on the scorer's table.
Yeah. We just need a remote into him and say, what's going on down there? Well, now he has 35-17 on the live stats. He has to handle a lot down there because a lot of times when you're entering stats, they care about the book, they care about the scoreboard. Sometimes they care about the PA announcer, but they rarely run things by the live stats person and keep them in the loop, especially all the way down to the end of the table. This one's stolen by the Saints. Hatchett-Gross will hold up.
Good hands by Clear, getting some paw on that.
Hatchett-Gross for 3, misses. Offensive rebound, Eternity Reed. Back out to Hatchett-Gross. Now Clear with it. She takes it to the free throw line. She gets fouled. It's wide right of the hoop. But it'll be a foul on number 14, Madeline Coffin. Coffin's 3rd.
I'm always curious what's going on, probably too much, inside the mind of an official.
Yeah.
Because that foul was obvious to all of us here in Marcus Pavilion, but the official took another couple seconds till he blew the whistle.
Yeah, exactly. And I said something along these lines yesterday. There's no, an official will tell you there's no such thing as a late call. A coach will, of course, disagree, but officials really can call whatever they want, whenever they want, and some officials take that to heart more than others. Speaking of us being confused by the officials, the officials just, I think he said my time.
Yeah,
it looked like he was blowing for a foul or something.
Double hand tapped his chest, which is has something to do with the officials possibly the clock as they're looking that direction.
Shot clock or game clock, maybe it took too long to turn on. Yeah, they're going to add a second to it, which, I mean, that seemed like a quick 7 seconds if it was, which is thus going to give Capilano an extra second to get it across half court. They got 4 to do so. We're just a bit surprised Galbraith isn't putting a little more pressure on. Maybe they were going to give a full 10 because the official called time. This ball is nearly thrown away, and it is thrown away. Stolen by Hatchet Gross. She's going to hold up, and then cross-court heave to Galbraith, who puts it in. What a dime.
I don't know what was better there, the pass or the catch and layup.
It was, that was Geno Smith in full action with a bullet pass.
All the way from Germany. What talent.
We got a foul called here. Griffin's going to go to the line. It's Eternity Reed's foul, her third. Looking at foul trouble. Of course, Reed with 3. A little bit in that foul trouble. And then as well, we have 3 on Maya Hatchet Gross and 4 on Keely Jade Smith, who is on the floor right now, actually, for the Saints. On the other side, the only foul trouble we got is Mackenzie Smith with 3.
Well, Scott, the Blues, they've doubled their points from second quarter. They now have 6 in quarter number 3.
It's a low bar to set.
We're looking at the positives.
I'm sure Chris Weimer knows as we get the first look at Sarah Lemmet in official play this season. She fires a shot off target, coming the other way. A 20-point deficit is what's facing the Blues right now as Abo plays around with it herself. Looked like a little stutter step there. You and I were thinking the same thing, a possible travel, but all's well that ends well as the shot misses. This one's kicked out. Hatchet Gross for 3 off front iron. Lamont was trying to wrap around a little bit. Looked like she was starting to disengage, but a frustrated Madeline Coffin created some space for herself, and in doing so got the foul called on Lamont. So maybe a little bit too overzealous was Lamont, but in the end she gets penalized for the foul. We're going to take a media timeout with 4:36 to go. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. A 20-point lead and nearly to 40 points
there you go.
Are the St. Martin Saints. 39-19 here. They put on a defensive masterclass. The offensive performance has been a little bit harder to come by. There's a great rebound that Keely Jade Smith and Sarah Lamont had a hand in getting.
Moving screen.
And that's Sarah Lamont getting called for a second quick foul there. Here's a stat for you. The last 17 shots from Capilano, 1 for 17 is how it's looking. They're 0 for 4 from three-point land this game as Clearly not trying to make too much damage happen from distance. Griffin to Briggs. Briggs drives. Briggs fires it up. She misses. Rebound clear. 2-on-1. Clear and Morris. Two veterans, and they run a fast break exactly like they should. Quick pass to Morris. Morris lays it in.
It's nice when things are that easy.
That's why Christy Martin loves having those two in the lineup. Abo with it. Abo shimmying it and shaking, but not getting much towards the basket. Here's a drive flung up. Clean play defensively. Ball hit out of bounds off of the Saints. 10 on the shot clock.
What Capilano wouldn't give for the 10 points they had in the first quarter, every quarter. It'd be a ball game if they had 30 right now.
Yeah, 10 in the first, 3 in the second. And we've seen
still six.
Still six in
What
this
was
quarter.
it?
They've been scoreless in the last 2 minutes, Capilano. And that ball is going to end up as a foul, offensive foul call. That's Megan Briggs, her third foul. Now after that series, that pushes Capilano to 1 for 19 in their last 19 shots. And a foul called, hand checking called on Abo. We're in the bonus. That means 2 shots for Maya Hatchett-Gross. First shot from the free throw line for Hatchett-Gross goes off the front of the rim. Second shot upcoming. 3:12 to go in this third quarter. That one swishes in. Griffin will head up the offense, bring the ball down the court. Nearly lost it, but recovers it, guarded by Morris. Now out to Abo. We're going to get a hold called on the inside. Ryan Clear will be called for it. That means 2 shots for Madeline Coffin.
Saints staying aggressive. Saints staying aggressive even though they're up 23. A little too aggressive, obviously, to commit the foul.
First free throw in there is good for Madeline Coffin. Coffin out of North Vancouver, British Columbia, in her second year. That one's going to be no rim. In theory, that should have been blown dead. But maybe it just scraped iron somewhere. Hatchett-Gross now to Morris. Lammett battling with Smith on the inside. 2 bigs. The flip just can't go for Lammett. And I think Lammett committed the foul there, and Smith goes down hard. Slow to get up, but she does get up.
Twin Star Credit Union Court not forgiving.
No, it is not. And talked about it a little bit already in all the games, but as Lammett exits with her third foul, we see right at the end of that baseline, the St. Martin's women's volleyball team convening, getting ready to start their warm-ups, as the court will, of course, have to convert by putting a volleyball net in the middle of it. But the St. Martin's volleyball team playing their final game as Smith makes the first free throw. St. Martin's women's volleyball, they have the most wins in program history this year, and they set that mark pretty early in the season before they really got into the thick of GNAC play. And when that happened, man, there's a lot of good volleyball teams in the GNAC. Invite those watching it to check out, some of the teams they got to place. And speaking of, they have the number 5 team in the nation playing here at 5 o'clock. Ball's thrown in. Oster's blocked, but she gets her own rebound. She flings it up and puts it in.
Perseverance, staying with it, and it paid off.
Yeah, fighting through it, and a much, other than getting it over the defender, the reverse that she ended up scoring on, much more difficult than the original shot. Abo to the hoop. Little push off, not called. Rebound and then a blocked shot that ends up being called a foul. Back to the free throw line will go Madeline Coffin, as there was a missed free throw on the front of that, and that means 1 for 20. Every shot from the field has been tough to come by for the Capilano Blues. Madeline Coffin went to Sea Cove High School, which is nearby Capilano, and actually has long-standing connections with head coach Weimer because of her attendance there. Angel Galbraith brings it up, passes to Smith. Smith will take it to the rim. Good help defense from Coffin. The throw into Oster, guarded by Smith, the Capilano version of Smith. Galbraith hands off to Smith. Now Smith with it. 9 on the shot clock. Smith creates some room. Shoots. Misses. Rebound. Tipped by about everybody on the floor before coming up by Abbo. Good fast break. But Griffin's pass is dual possession between Coffin and Lauren Morris, I believe. Jump ball stays with the Blues.
Good court awareness there by Griffin. They just couldn't convert on the other end of the pass.
Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Inbound was to Smith. Sets a hard screen. And the three-pointer, the first of the game, goes in as Kirsten Abbo hits it from downtown. Pass goes into Oster at the top of the key. She throws down to Morris. Got some height advantage on Abbo, and she bullies her way for a bucket.
20-point lead for the hosts.
The largest lead was at 42-19, a 23-point advantage. That one misses altogether. And an and one after the offensive rebound by number 14, Madeline Coffin. She puts it up and takes the foul.
Good defensive positioning on the block. Getting the rebound off the miss from Abbo. Good putback by Coffin.
Coffin back to the line yet again. She has shot a total of 4 free throws already. She's 2 for 4, 50% from the charity stripe.
Ready for the fun trivia fact of the game.
I'm ready.
Capilano Blue. I know what it is. Thanks to our crack research staff.
Okay.
Their mascot is a jay, a blue jay.
A blue jay. Got it. Got it.
When you win Jeopardy one day, don't forget our crack research staff here at St. Martin's.
That would be a far out question, even for Jeopardy. You know, asking D2 mascots is tricky in Jeopardy. That one's going to be deflected and out of bounds. Almost a clear path to the hoop for Angel Galbraith, but good help defense came over.
That's why I said, oh my goodness, the Red Sea parted.
This throw-in goes to Oster. She collects it, flips to Smith. Smith to the hoop. She pulls up and can't convert. Rebound to Manson. Kirsten Abbo. I gotta look at the minutes played by Abbo as well. Abbo loses it, but gets it back. Now Abbo still with it. That ball is getting kicked around like a soccer ball.
Is it greased?
The shot up is not able to finish from Manson. Rebound. And now 2 on the clock. Abbo can't get it to fall. A whack ending to that third quarter. But in the end, it was a quarter that altogether wasn't too bad. A lot of shots at the free throw line, 9 free throws, but 16-16 is how that third quarter shakes out. A 17-point lead for SMU. We go to the fourth. Don't go anywhere on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back for one more quarter of women's basketball on the day. Of course, already mentioned men's basketball. 7:30 intended tip. We were just talking about how timing logistics, who knows what that will actually be, but 7:30 you can join us back here either in Marcus Pavilion if you can make it down or on the Saints Digital Network for more St. Martin's basketball as the men's team will play host to Holy Names. Nice wraparound pass, but can't finish it. Can Ryan clear? Oster, though, with a good look and with the body on the ground. Ryan Clare smartly just goes in there, sets both their hands on it, and looks at the official. Jump ball called, stays or goes to Capilano after the quarter started with St. Martin's. Abo to Griffin, back to Abo. Guarded by Clear. And a foul is called either on Eternity Reed or Clear. Both of them were swatting at that one. It is on Clear. And for Clear, that's her fourth foul. First free throws up and good. On the day, 7 field goals made by Capilano, 15 free throws now, over doubling their field goal total from the charity stripe, make it even a wider margin.
It's been a good second half for Kristen Abo. A good third quarter, their best scoring output of the game, 16 points for Capilano in the third.
Again, 9 for 13 from the free throw line. Three-pointer from Galbraith. Galbraith hits it. That breaks up a scoreless run of over a minute and a half for the Saints, who are starting to get locked down by the Blues. Abo to Smith. Smith misses it. Abo's down, though, and she's slapping the floor. Let's get a quick whistle from the referees, as that is the last thing that Chris Weimer wants to see in a game, especially like this, that has gotten away from his Blues early. Clearly, the Richmond, British Columbia native is a key member of this squad, and her health is crucial to their season.
Just talking about how she's had a good second half. Tied for the most points on the Blues with 8. Also with 8 is Smith. But you never want to see anybody go down. Walking gingerly to the bench. No, staying in the game. And maybe being talked out of it.
Yeah, I think Chris Weimer is gonna he had a little wry smile when he turned around there. That's something where, you love the competitive nature, and if you're, tied or within a possession in the provincial championship, you let her stay out on the floor. In that situation, down 18 in a game that doesn't mean all that much in the big scheme of things, for Capilano, maybe just let her rest that ankle a little bit. Galbraith with it to Smith. Smith on 4 fouls. So is Hatchet Gross. Backdoor cut to Eternity Reed, who stumbles, trying to flip it out, and now she's down and getting up gingerly, but going the other way. It's Griffin to put it in. Just the 8th field goal of the game out of 38 attempts for Capilano.
Comes
Griffin
down to fundamentals and execution. Excuse me, Scott.
No, it's just tight defense from Griffin there. Galbraith to the hoop. Kicks out to Louis. Louis rims out. Rebound Oster. Out to Galbraith. She fires for 2. Doesn't go. Rebound Louis. Louis throws to Keely Jade Smith. She fires from 3 and she converts. 2 offensive rebounds. The second chance point makes it 52-33. Saints in front. Driving the lane and an offensive foul. Tegan Manson commits the foul, and Shanoa Louis, who, man, she's been on the ground more than I think she's been on her feet. But an absolute warrior, continues to take a pounding, but stays out there. 7.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Smith with it. Down to Louis. Louis a layup.
The bench on their feet for St. Martin's with that nice pass and drive to the lane.
Now Sydney Ma with it. She crows cross court, eventually gets to the other side. This is Ma out to Manson. Manson can't get the three to fall. That's been the story of the game. 1 for 9 on three-pointers are the Blues. Down to the low block. Cross-court pass somehow gets to Galbraith, to Louis. Top of the key, Oster is just going to chill on it. And then she's going to go, pass to Louis. Louis gets it to roll.
Did you notice the conversation between the two when they decided they were going to do that right there? Thought it, planned it, did it.
That perfect kind of chemistry that you asked for at least mid to late season, but we see it here in game one. Don't go anywhere. 6:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Back here, 6:40 to go in this fourth quarter of action. Capilano versus St. Martin's. Nice shimmy shake, but the shot just wasn't there. It goes off the backboard, rebound Galbraith. Galbraith bringing it up. Nice find down to Louis. Good pass from Smith, and Louis with the layup. Foul called on Galbraith, who's going a little bit too hard there. Funny enough, the only coach I see standing up that appreciated that and didn't want the call is Tierney Didonitis, who would have made that play herself, I'm sure, plenty of times.
Oh, she
St.
did.
Martin's for the past couple seasons.
I can attest.
And she wouldn't want the call to go against herself. Same for now her point guard that she's coaching. Nice shot off glass, but can't get it to roll in. Foul trouble, the only players on the brink of getting their fifth and final foul are Clear and Hatchet Gross. That's a foul. Number 5, Sydney Ma, her first. Galbraith will inbound. Smith will likely receive. This is a play that they're working right here. A little twisteroo with Oster and Louis. Then look on the low block to Louis. Louis, a pump fake, puts it off glass. Automatic from that right low block. 60-33 now, the largest lead. And a missed shot, but they call a foul. Saints have had the lead for 33 minutes and 27 seconds of this game. That's a total of about 98% of this contest. There has been no leads for the Blues. First free throw from Ma goes off front iron. One more shot for Ma from Chilliwack, British Columbia.
Been there.
You been to Chilliwack?
Believe it or not. I know back in the day they had a very nice water slide park.
Oh. There's a jump ball as Louis and Davignon get tied up. How active? What are the months of operation for the water slide park in Canada. I know British Columbia isn't that cold, but it still is Canada.
July through September, I would guess.
Okay, well, it's something. It's better than the water parks we'll be able to talk about for when the Alaska teams come here and what their months are. Looks like a hockey sub preparing to come in for the Blues. Ma with it. Ma nearly gets it poked away. Now Smith has it up top. She finds Ma. Down low, Davignon. Davignon throws it up to Griffin. Out to Manson. Manson can't convert. Smith, strong rebound. She gets blocked. I think that's Galbraith that should get credit for that block. Galbraith now bringing it up. Spin, tried to dish it. We're going to get a kick call. And we're going to get immediate timeout. So one of our final breaks of this contest, 60-33 is the scoreline after we've seen a powerful offensive quarter from the Saints in this fourth. 14 points to just 4 from the Blues. We'll be right back after the media timeout. Back here, going to be an inbound coming from Lauren Morris under the basket after the kickball that happened right before. It's an 11-0 run right now in the last 3:40 for the Saints. Out to Ryan Clear. We're still seeing starters in for the Saints. This ball down under and a foul called on Megan Briggs. That's Briggs' 4th. Now she has to tread very lightly in the final 4:42.
Bit of a surprise. You mentioned the starters still in, some of them. Yeah, you'd think with nearly a 30-point lead, coach would rest most of them and let the back end of the bench finish this one out.
Yeah, we do see the first appearance of Leah Sopak. As both free throws miss, but Lauren Morris gets the offensive rebounds, earned an extra possession, and a foul called on Lauren Tomlinson. That will be the 4th foul, so we're going to get one more. Emily Nelson came over to give her teammate a little bit of a hug there. I think she appreciated her getting that rebound, kind of bailing her out after missing both the free throws. Morris will inbound. Hatchet Gross now with it up top. More than happy to run some of the shot clock down. Hatchet Gross all the way, flips it up. Don't know if that was intended for clear, but it got there. Out for 3. That's missed. Hatchet Gross offensive board. She'll take it out. Throw down under. The kick out. Sopak. Pump fake and a travel. Saw Sopak in the exhibition game fire a couple shots away from that far corner. Made one of them. Thought long and hard about it there, but ended up just shuffling her feet because she was thinking more than dribbling. Ma with it. Guarded by Hatchet Gross. Trying to run a screen, but she's going to opt to go the other way. Ma flips it up. And a foul will be called, I think, on Emily Nelson. Looked like she received more of that hit than delivered it. And it is a foul on Emily Nelson, her 2nd. Still an 11-0 run as of now, before this first free throw is attempted.
Scott, you sporting those pink shoes?
I am not. Ever?
Would you?
Pink socks? I don't think I'd go pink shoes. I've had some loud shoes though. My football cleats were a very nice turquoise.
Almost like your pants at the present time.
I'm rocking turquoise pants right now. Maybe people get a glimpse of that in the post-game interview, which maybe is a good reminder that we should be talking to head coach Christy Martin as well as likely a player after this game. Maybe she'll send assistant coach Jared Stottlemyre up, or associate head coach Jared Stottlemyre, recent promotion for Coach Stotts. She said she's more apt to send him up after a win, as we're going to see an offensive foul called for a moving screen. 3:30 to go. As we already said, volleyball happening after this on the same YouTube channel. You can catch that on a different stream. That's Alaska Anchorage versus St. Martin's. Final competition of the season for the record-setting St. Martin's. We're going to see another foul here as we might spend this final 3:21 at the free throw line, which sometimes you have to do. I get it. Don't love it so much in a 26-point game.
Ditto. If you are watching us from Canada, a Capilano fan, the Capilano Blues are back in action tomorrow at noon Pacific against Western Oregon right here inside Marcus Pavilion.
Yeah, Western Oregon with a good win against a gritty Humboldt team with a couple good players as Lauren Morris misses both her free throws. Saints from the line today shooting under 63%. Margin that Chris Martin will surely want to get up. They're switching on all screens, it looks like. Ma flings that one up, and it ends up being rebounded by the Saints. Morris bringing it down. Morris will slow it up. 3 minutes to go in this first game of the 2022 season. Sopak for three. Sopak off back iron. Clear. Nearly is able to get down the board. Ma with it. We're seeing a lot of subs in right now. The backdoor nearly got to Ma. And now we're going to start to see some of the bench for St. Martin's as we see a couple warm-ups being taken off. Laia Curious as well as Lily Koki will step onto the floor. Lily Koki, true freshman, making her first appearance as a collegiate ball player.
They definitely have some fans here in the stands rooting them on, cheering as they got off the bench.
And Curious comes in, and her name's going to at least be in the stat sheet. She gets called for a foul there for a moving screen.
A little too eager.
You know, you gotta get your name on the stat sheet somehow. Gotta get something to say that you played in the game. Sure, she'd love to grab a bucket or a rebound. One of those stats that are seen as more positive than fouls. Again, I said I was opposed. The fouls are not necessarily a bad thing. Pocket is picked. Maybe Koki might get a credit for that steal, or maybe it might be Curious because both of them had a hand in it. Down to Curious. Sopak, nice ball movement to Nelson. She gets positioning and puts it up.
Strong move on the block. Morris almost waited too long, but the end result is good.
Yeah, just put that power dribble, made sure to get the perfect position just to put it off glass. A 16-3 run to kind of close out this game here for St. Martin's. The lofting pass intercepted by a combination again of Koki and Curious. Hatchet Gross with it, down to Laia Curious. Takes the double team and flings it out of bounds. Mentioned they took off those warm-up jerseys. That is a reminder that tomorrow at the 2 p.m. game, it is the Indigenous Peoples game, and that is in part the warm-ups they're wearing throughout the weekend. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but it's part of the Every Child Matters movement. And again, 2 p.m. either here on the stream or at Marcus Pavilion, you can take part in the festivities. 1:20 to go in this fourth quarter, 62-34. As we see a few more substitutions in as Madeline Brown has made her way onto the floor. And a block is called, I believe, on Rios, who has also checked in. Everybody that is active today has stepped on the floor for the Saints. It's going to be a good battle, I think, tomorrow with Humboldt between these Saints.
Definitely should be. Humboldt played a good game today, although came up short.
They're going to have something to prove. That's definitely something that you see in game 2 after the initial game 1. In the early season especially, it's kind of that wake-up call because you think you have the chance to win the national championship until you kind of get punched in the mouth. And that's when things can change for you. Lycurius will get a chance to shoot 2 shots at the line.
How do you respond?
It's what it's all about.
Character.
Lycurius from Teruel, Spain. First shot can't find its way in the hoop. The only international student on this St. Martin's women's basketball team. Missed both the free throws. Under a minute to go now. Exactly doubled up are the Blues, 62-36. And that would make for a good headline, and I was kind of hoping that it would just finish that way, but now we're going to get 2 free throws from Lauren Tomlinson, as I'll be writing the post-game story, and, you know, never easy. Can't just say Saints double up. No, you cannot, because now they need at least 64 to do that, which could happen. Missed free throw in a bucket.
Volleyball teams are itching to get on the court.
They're ready to go. They don't even have a net set up, so they just got to take a chill pill.
I'll go tell them you said that.
No, you don't need to tell them that. Lily Koki gets fouled, and back to the free throw line we go.
Another stoppage of the clock.
Yep.
Gives us time to say thank you to Sydney producing and cameraman extraordinaire Zane doing good things for us, putting these beautiful pictures on YouTube for your enjoyment.
Lily Koki, as you were saying that, makes her first collegiate points, knocking down the free throw.
That's one more than I have.
I got more pickup points than her, I think. Collegiate points, she's got me beat now, though, after going 1 for 2. And she missed that second one, though, so I still can't say that the Saints doubled up Capilano. 1 point away from it.
Just to hurt you.
Just to hurt me. Have to think of a different headline.
How about no foul in the final 10 seconds?
That would be a great headline. A bucket there.
Nice runner.
The 9th field goal of the game from Capilano. So they're going to hold him to single digits on field goals as Lily Koki brings it down. Koki will just shimmy and shake and let the clock run out. The final score tonight, 63-39. We will take a short break. When we come back, plan on seeing some interviews with Christy Martin, or a member of the coaching staff, as well as hopefully a player as well. Don't go anywhere. The Saints win their season opener over the Blues. We'll be right back for those post-game interviews. Scott Gladstone here with Angel Galbraith after the big win, season opening win, 63-39. You nearly doubled up Capilano. I'm here with Angel Galbraith. First, just talk about that start. You came out, you hit 2 threes right away. You got a steal. That's just first game, start of the season. You want to start on the right note. How good was it for you to be able to, make your presence felt early?
It felt really good. I was ready in warm-ups. I was locked in. So just to come out that strong, it felt really good.
That second quarter was a defensive masterclass. Offensively, maybe a little sketchy for you guys.
Yeah.
You allowed 1 field goal, and it was at the 8.5-minute mark. So the final 8.5 minutes, you don't allow a field goal, and just 1 free throw besides that. So 3 points total. What was it about the defense today, especially in that second quarter, and in the fourth quarter as well? In the first quarter, you each allowed 10 in those quarters. What was it about that you guys just suffocated it so that they couldn't get any shots off?
We take pride in our defense, so all week we've been working on our rotations, just getting those down. So we really had a goal to keep them under a certain amount of points that quarter, so that's what we did.
And then finally, you're a newcomer. Of course, you have collegiate basketball experience, but you're a newcomer to this staff or to this team. What can you say about, your coach and this atmosphere that you've come into that, gets you off on the right foot with a win?
I love the staff. I love the environment. They just kind of let me be me, even though I'm new, and I just love how supportive everybody is here.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and congrats, Angel.
Thank you.
You can pass the headset off to your head coach here. Coach, congrats on the win to start off the season. What can you say, first of all, about the defensive effort? You allowed 9 total field goals, which, this is obviously the 20 free throws. That kind of is the juxtaposition of that. But single digits of field goals allowed is a pretty good number to have.
Yeah, we really spent a lot of time in practice working on our defense, and I think it showed today. We did a lot of things, executed a lot of things on the defensive end that we work on, and that was something that was kind of a catalyst for us. But we emphasized being disciplined, right? And I felt like we didn't show that discipline when they were getting into the paint, and we kind of were bumping them and putting them at the free throw line. They shot 31 free throws, and that's just you can't win very many basketball games with GNAC with 31 free throws. So we've got to clean that up. We've got to do a lot better job. I think if we can really focus up on being a lot more disciplined and executing our defensive system, we'll be in pretty good shape.
And we talked at the end of the exhibition game about how critical not having Emily and Lauren, as well as Ryan, was. What is it about those three that having those three back adds just so much to the puzzle?
Well, they kind of trickled in. So we got Lo, then we got Ryan, then we got Emily, and I think for Lauren, she's a glue kid, and she does so many little things that people don't realize. I think she had something like 7 O boards or 6 O boards, and if she wasn't getting that many O boards, then she was getting touches and really keeping the ball alive for us on the offensive end. She does a really good job of seeing the floor, and so she just does a fantastic job of getting everyone involved, but also she's hard to stop. She is strong as an ox. She's a nightmare to defend in the post, and she just creates problems with guards. If she's being defended by a guard, she can post him up. If a post is sensitive defender, then she can take him on the perimeter. And so that's something that she adds for us, and just a lot of experience that we needed early. And then we got Ryan back, and that was amazing. And she is just kind of starting to figure out how to play with this new group. And we've been having a lot of meetings, one-on-one meetings, and just really trying to process through how she could be more successful and how she can help. And so that's really fun when you have an all-conference player who does that, who's so engaged and committed to the success of the program. And then Emily's the soul of the team. You can hear her, throughout the game, you can hear her all the time. And I actually had somebody ask me yesterday, is she genuinely that nice? And I said, yes, she is that kind. She is that, she's just a great teammate, you know, and she thinks of others, and she's always trying to find ways to get everybody involved and whatever she can do to add value. And I'd say that sometimes that means that her value is making a post move. You know, I've been getting on her all week since she's been back because she hasn't. She hasn't been really attacking the rim the way that she should. And I think that once she gets that confidence back, there aren't very many people that can really stop Emily, like except for Emily. And she's a really good post player. She's really strong. She has some really fantastic moves. I just like to see her be a lot more aggressive and use them.
Yeah, and I mean the thing about those three especially, I feel like, you know, you talk about Emily, she's not just cheering super loud for the women's basketball team. She's going to be at the front row probably these next two games cheering for all the other teams.
Yeah.
And, you know, same with Lauren and Ryan. Finally, look ahead to tomorrow. You get the quick turnaround with these kind of quick SMU Classic matchup. What are you looking forward to from that Humboldt State game? Very different matchup. They're coming off a close loss to Western Oregon. It'll be good kind of, you know, sideways barometer to see where you and Western Oregon kind of are matched up. But what are you expecting for that matchup?
I think that Humboldt has a lot of 4-out, 5-out action, which will extend our defense, and we're not used to that yet. So just having our post players have to step out and defend on the perimeter is going to be a different look for us, and it's going to expose us a bit. So we're going to have to really make sure that we stay in our positioning and make sure that we're doing our job. And really jumping to the ball is going to be key because they make a lot of face cuts. They move well without the ball. They catch you when you're sleeping. They use a lot of backdoor plays within their offense, and so we have to make sure that we're alert, focused up, and really stay in perfect position throughout the entire game because they do extend the defense a lot and they do make really terrific cuts, and so we're going to have to be really disciplined in that sense. And then on the offensive end, I'd like to see us share the ball better. You know, I think it's starting to come together a little bit defensively. It's not where I want it, but on the offensive end, I would like us to, you know, get the ball on both sides of the floor a little bit more, penetrate when we have seams open, penetrate when we get the defense behind the ball. And right now we're not really doing that as much. And so, you know, those are the things that we're going to look for tomorrow against Humboldt.
All right, well, congrats on the win. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll be right back to wrap this thing up. Well, let's put a bow on this thing. 63-39, the leading point scorer in the contest for St. Martin's was Angel Galbraith, 17 points. You just saw an interview with her. Shanoa Louie added 12. Nobody in double figures for Capilano after the defensive masterclass from the Saints. Again, remind you, join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. if you want to watch St. Martin's play again. The Capilano Blues will play at 12 p.m. right here on the Saints Digital Network. You can also join us for more Saints action with volleyball coming up at 5 and men's basketball coming up at 7:30. For my partner, Sean Wally, our producer, Sydney Henderson, our cameraman, Zane Leposki. My name's Scott Gladstone. Please stay safe out there.